Welcome back, and today I'm going to take you through the creation of a settlement for Fallout 4 within the creation kit. This video is going to be in 3 parts. The first one is just what to do, what to put in, what to put where, and how to do it. The second one will be an explanation of what I've done. The third part is going to be me actually going into the game, showing you what I've done, and a little bit of testing as well. And the first thing is to find a place to put your settlement. I'll press B to turn on the cell border because it matters. Now I could have chosen a location like the outside of Vault 111 or anywhere, but I've come here to an empty wilderness cell so that it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. So we have a location. Now normally you have sort of a map marker and so on in a place, so I'm going to be creating those because I don't have any. So first thing is a location. I'm going to call this TTV town location. I'll give it a name, TTV town. Obviously it doesn't matter what, you just put what you like, but you do need this. Okay, parent location is Commonwealth. And let me see, Commonwealth location. And there, that's sort of got the basic of it. So, okay, now I'm going to go to Encounter Zone, New, TTV Town, again, and I'm going to call this a zone. I'm going to put 1 and 5 in here, just because I don't know if it really matters, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to tick Never Resets and Workshop, and go down here, TTV, down location, done. Next, I'll go back to the location. Actually, no. Next, I will add a map marker. You do need one, so I'll just drag that in. I'll tell you how to do this, just in case you've never done it before. So put map marker in, and then there's XMarkerHdg. And I'll just sort of drag that in and put it like that. And then I will explain sort of what I'm doing. Oh, first I'm going to go over to the cell view on the left, bottom left there, highlight the cell I'm looking at, press F2 and change the name of it to something I will be able to find, which for me is TTV town and then EXT for external. Now if I right click on that cell and edit, I can change the location to TTV town location. Done. Now if I go across to the map marker and edit that, look at the marker data. Marker data, yes. Use location name is using TTV town, that's fine. If you don't like that, you can take it out and put what you like in. I'm going to make it, I don't know, submarine. You can call it what you like. That's the little icon you'll see on the map. And now I need to link that to this XMarkerHdg. Just okay and okay. Actually, you know what? I didn't give it a name. I should have. Okay, so what that means is when I look at the map, I'm going to see the map marker, of course. But when I click on it and fast travel, I actually appear where that little red marker is. And the location I appear in is where that kind of pyramid thing stuck on its nose is. So there we go. That's that. Right. So location is almost done. Go back to shrink that up. There you go. Location again. TTV. You need to put some keywords in the location, which are as follows. The 2 workshop keywords. They are location type workshop and location type workshop settlement. 1 settlement keyword. Location type settlement. And then clearable. It has to be clearable. Location type clearable. Now click on OK and save again. Let's call it TTV town. Save. So we've got the basic location sorted out. Okay, so next we need to create a quest. Here, quest is under character if you can't find it. So new quest, and I'm going to call this TTV town. Quest, and the quest doesn't need a quest name. Priority must be 41 location, TTV town location, and start game enabled and run once. Now click on OK just to make sure that everything works properly. Quest stages, 2 quest stages. The first one has to be index 10. The second one 20. That does matter. Go to number 10, new, and just put something down in designer notes. Start is perfect. And number 20, new. You just need something in there, end. Okay, that makes sure that the quest actually does work, does do something. Next, quest aliases. Right click, new Ref Collection Alias. Leave everything more or less as it is. I'm just going to put into here an alias name. TTV, town, workbench. You can actually do what you like, keep it meaningful. Down to match conditions. So first, right click new. I'm going to add a new one. First one is HasKeyword. And the keyword is workshop keyword. So that one. Second, new. Location HasKeyword, not location alias. Keyword for that is LocTypeWorkshopSettlement. LocTypeWorkshopSettlement. Okay, and okay. Last one, new. Getting current location. And getting current location. And the location is the location of your settlement, TTV town location. Okay, okay. Got okay and save. Save often, of course, and goes across to scripts and add. And this is the one you want to add, workshop and locations script. If I click on OK, you'll see workshop parent and workshops collection are in red. Click on workshops parent, edit value, and choose the only option you've got, workshop parent. That is from an existing quest. And then this one, edit value, and you've got TTV town quest. Go there and you'll have whatever you called your alias, TTV town workbench for me. Okay. Okay, save. Next, the request is to place a workshop workbench. So we'll start typing workshop workbench. Now, there are several to choose from. The one you need is workshop workbench, plain and simple. I'm going to put that over there. What you can do is place a container and link it to it, which I will do now. Workshop resource. Resource container. There, workshop resource container settlement. It's a little box, invisible in the game. So once you've got that, link to it from the workbench. So edit. Linked ref, new, select that one, and the keyword is workshop. All the keywords start with workshop. Workshop, link, container. Okay, okay, okay. What is in the chest is junk, some junk. That's all, and it will show as being in your workshop workbench. If you don't have the chest, it will be empty when you go to look in it. That's all. Next, you will need a workshop owned trigger. Sorry, workshop set owned trigger. There. I'm going to put that there. I'll appear there, and for testing anyway, I'm going to put it there. Right behind it. I'll make it a little bit bigger because I want to. Like that. Make sure it goes down into the ground. Like that. There. I'm going to link that to the workshop. Link ref, new. Select that. No keyword is needed. You will need 2 default empty triggers. Default empty triggers. I'll put one there. And one there. Now, one of these I will call TTV town, buildable area 01, and the next one I will call TTV town Sandbox. You can have more than one buildable area, so I'm going to do that. You can have one if one's enough, that's fine. So I've just duplicated that. And if I look at this one, very nicely called number 2, that's great. Now the buildable areas, or area, is linked to the workbench. So linked ref, new, link to the workbench with keyword of workshop again. This time workshop linked. Where's it gone? Workshop linked primitive. Okay, and okay. If you have more than one, just do the same. And select that, and again, workshop linked primitive. There it is. So have as many as you like. The way this works is I'm going to resize these in a moment and overlap them to make a shape, a buildable area shape, which is not a standard sort of cube, which is what you see now. I know these are very small, they will get bigger. The one which I've called the Sandbox thing, I'm going to edit the workshop workbench, and in here I will link to this marker. Now we use the keyword workshop link, and this time Sandbox. Okay, and okay. Sandbox is the area within which your settlers can move. So obviously that's going to be resized as well. Next, I'm going to place 2 XMarkerHdgs here and here. One of them I will call TTV town center, town workshop center. There are 2 center markers, so you'll want to keep them easy to find. So give them good names, these names. And this one is TTV town, and this is the spawn marker. I'm going to link from the workshop to each of these. New, select, and then this one is the keyword of workshop link center, like that. And the other one, like that. And this will be workshop link spawn, like that. Good. Save again. Okay, I'm going to place a crafting station. So I'll put a cooking one. Obviously it doesn't really matter where they go. Put it in there. I'm going to link from there. Linked ref. I'm going to link it to workbench again. And I'm going to use the keyword of workshop item keyword. Okay. They will now share junk resources. Power armor, weapons, chemistry. So there we are. And just like that, I've got the first one. I just need to edit, new reference, link to workshop, and it's workshop item keyword, like that. And this one, again, workshop item keyword. Okay, and okay, save. One more thing, attacks. Now to get the attacks working, First you need to do something for the benefit of the location. XMarker. So we can have that one. Now these are common within, they should be within external locations anyway. Now this one, I'm going to call it TTV Town Center Location. If you remember, there was one center workbench, because that's different. Location reference type, new for type center. There it is, location center marker. Okay, and okay. Done. You need 3 more. 1 up there. 1 there. They need to be kept within the location. If your location is more than 1 cell, of course you can put them further away. These are the spawn points for attacks when you are not in the cell. So it is simply a location reference type. I should give them a name. TTV Town Edge. They're called edge markers. 3 works, 1 works. If you want to experiment, you can. But certainly those 1 and 3 does work. Okay and okay. Set another one, and it's number 2. New location edge marker. Okay. I don't know why there's one that says water, but I only know this works. So again, that and this one, of course, is number 3. So there we go, number 3. Good. So that is the attacks when you are away from the settlement, and they spawn. You travel back, they'll be already there, and they'll be fighting. When you are in the settlement, they will spawn at different locations. I should put that one on the floor. I don't know, tip for you if you like, to raise things, you just make sure it's highlighted, you press Z on the keyboard and it goes like that, and you can move it up and down. If you press that to F for Foxtrot, that will place the item automatically on the floor. If I can clear the cell, the workshop will be mine and the settlement will be mine. This cell has nothing to kill, so this will sort that out. This is the, what's it called, workshop set own trigger. Right, let's sort out the buildable. Oh, before we sort the buildable areas out, there's a bit more. Okay, I'm going to have 3 of these. Zoom back in again, right, like that. So 1, 3 more of these, 2, 3. Space them out a bit more. Okay, I'm going to call the first one TTV Conk. Not Conk, it's a different settlement. Town. TTV Town. Out of sight. I'll type in what it is. Out of sight 1. Okay, this one, I'll call this number 2. And number 3. 1 works, 3 works. After that, it's up to you. You can experiment if you like. These are the locations at which attacks will spawn when you are in the cell. These must link to the center marker of your location, not of your location, of your work. This one, the workshop center. So new, no. Linked ref, new, link to here. And then I'll call this workshop link attack marker. Okay, and okay. This one, same thing, new link to the center of your workshop marker, not the location marker, and workshop link attack marker. Okay, okay. Edit again, link keyword workshop link attack marker. Okay, and okay. That's done. Now these, I refer to them as out of sight markers. They must be out of sight of your settlement. It's kind of cosmetic. It's because if you're standing in the settlement waiting and the settlement gets attacked, then this is where those attacks will spawn from, one of these. So if I zoom in now, look at the name in the bottom left, the cell view. It's called Wilderness. So it is a different location. Location is the key, not the name of the cell. So check your location. Raise that up. I'll move this one in this way over here somewhere. Doesn't matter where. It's a wilderness cell. It doesn't matter if it's a wilderness cell or not. It just needs to be a location that is not the one you created or edited. And there's one more here. I'm going to raise that up and move that one up this direction. Here we go. Very difficult to test these, but this does work. So there we go. Right. So that's done. Lastly, I'm going to resize these. So we've got the sandbox and these two. Now, buildable area number 1 and buildable area number 2. What I'm going to do, just for demonstration purposes, I'll put it there, press 2 and start resizing it. Now I'm going to have like a kind of thing like that. Make it as tall as you like. If you want tall buildings, make it high, very high. I'm not going to bother right now, but you can. Look very carefully at it. Make sure that the bottom bit does go under the ground, because there are hills, and it does happen that it's not in the right place. So that's done. That's fine. Number 2, which of course would be down here. So zoom right in to be able to select that. It's buildable area number 2. I'm just going to move it. Sorry about that. Now I'm going to drag this one all the way down here, resize it, and go like this. Now these need to overlap. Height can be different, that's up to you. Make sure they sink into the ground, because for hills. There we go, that's done. Now I don't know if you can see very easily, but we've got a smaller box at the top, bigger one at the bottom, so that our settlement is not just a box shape. That's what that's for. Now I'm going to hide these so you can see what I'm doing for the next bit. And the next bit is this one. Oh. Yeah. Next bit is this one. This is the sandbox. This is where your settlers are going to wander around doing their thing. So I'm going to resize this one. It does not have to be the same size as the buildable area. So I'm just going to make what I think I like, and it's a shame it can only be this one trigger. Sink it into the ground as always. Keep it nice and high just in case. There we go. So that is where my settlers will be able to wander. I noticed this after recording everything, so sorry it looks a bit disjointed. There's one thing I did forget. So under World Objects, Static and Workshop, and it's these. I'll show you what I'm talking about, these things. It's the red-green border that shows up when you are in build mode. Now to show you how this works, I'm going to hide the markers a moment so that you can, there we go. And I'm going to put one of these over there. I'm going to use the airport one, because that one, as you can see, it's a rectangular shape, so a bit easier to sort of position. You can resize these things, but to be honest with you, when you resize it, everything resizes. It's just, it will always be a rectangle and never a square, so it's not very good. Which is why in settlement mods you tend not to see this border. Now I'll call it, I don't know, I've got to call it TTV Town Border. And this time I have to link it to the Workbench again, like that. Give it a keyword workshop link build area edge. One thing, because you only see it when you enter workshop mode. When you first get there, it's invisible. You do that by just ticking initially disabled, click OK, save it. That's done. And I think that's it. I'll just touch on one thing. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll pop over to the explanation of what I've done. So if you want to know more about what I've done and why, stay tuned. If you don't, if you just want to see the test thing, skip to the end, or towards the end of the video, and you'll see it there. So explanation, a couple of things for you to know about, I suppose, that might not be very interesting. One is about the map marker and the buildable area. If you do not place a primitive which is identified as being the buildable area, the build area will be the map marker's circle, the yellow circle around it. Just saying. So if you test and you find you can only build within a circle and you can't get into your buildable areas, that's why. So there's a problem with your buildable areas. Sandboxing is an AI term, and it basically means kind of walking around doing lots of nothing. And the center point for sandboxing is your workshop center marker. Adding the sandbox marker, the big square one, the cube, whatever, adding that one puts an edge to the AI. So they will focus on this marker, they will walk away from it, but they will never go further than the sandbox marker box. Spawn, that is to do with the spawning of NPCs, settlers. That is all I know. That is what Bethesda tell us, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Because I don't see people spawn in there particularly. They seem to spawn in, and of course they walk in from the outside as well. So, you know. I've got this set owned trigger. I did mention it's because the script which sets the settlement and therefore workshop as being owned by you runs upon when the cell's cleared. That's why I added the clearable key, the clearable keyword to the location. Is simply that. Now, sometimes like here, there's nothing to kill, or I've got another location where there is an exterior cell and two interior cells, all with the same location. And for that one, you would have to clear the exterior cell and both of the interior cells to be able, before you can become a full owner. So for that location I'm working on, and for this one, I've added this, which is the workshop set owned trigger. The center marker location marker is necessary for the attack spawning. I did say the attack spawn points are the edge markers. If you use the settlement manager and tell it to show you the attack markers, it will show you these, the edge markers. It will not show you the markers which are a long way away, the out of sight markers. And as I said, those markers kick in when if you're actually standing within the settlement location, so that the idea being you don't actually see these things spawn. That is what Bethesda tell us. My experience so far has been everything spawns at the edge markers, and those out of sight markers don't seem to do anything, but they are necessary, so I've left them in just in case it really does work. Your I said the AI center goes to the workshop or settlement center marker. So the AI focuses on that. So that will be the destination for caravans. You will not be visited by the in-game traders. You will only get your provisioner. But your provisioner will go backwards and forwards to the center marker. So you might want to put that in a place where, just think it's the focus of AI. So think of that when you're putting it somewhere, that the settlers will sort of naturally gravitate towards that, and that's where your your Brahmin and so on is going to be going, so you probably don't want to put it in a small place. It look a bit silly. The keywords and other references here, they all tie in with scripts and quests. So they are all necessary. I'm not going to show where they all are because it took me ages to see them, but they do, and they all tie up. You do only need one quest. That's all I can think of right now. So I'm going to go into the game and say, oh, you know what I didn't tell you? Okay, why the quest? Why have you got a quest? When the game begins, so sort of day 1 or day 0, whatever, of the game, a quest runs, and it runs once. It will scan the entire Fallout 4 world, and your locations with the relevant keywords and so on will be picked up by that quest and added to the list of settlements. However, it only runs once. So if you add this mod to a game, an existing game, so maybe you're halfway through the game, you want to add this thing, so you do, well, that's fine, but you need to remember that for this to become a settlement, that quest needs to run. The quest is gone, it's finished, so that's why you have your own quest for one for each settlement mod, and that will add that settlement into the list of settlements. I hope that made a bit of sense to you. So here we are, we're up at Vault 111, not far from the settlement. I've chosen this character to test the mod simply because there is, as I said, there's a quest which establishes the location as a settlement, and if that runs, I will be able to use this as a normal settlement. If it doesn't work, then I know the reason is the quest has a problem. So come over here, if I press B, nothing. Come over here, nothing. Now if I go, okay, it's discovered, nothing. If I go over here, now if I search, it will activate the settlement. Or there's a marker over here which I can walk through, and now it says you can use the workshop. So now it's got workshop and transfer. That was my thing to make sure that I did not have to clear the cell of nothing. So if I transfer, and you can see I've got all these things in there waiting, and I can go to this one, and they're also there because they're all linked. And I'm going to go into God mode so I can build anything I want. What I'm going to build, I've got another mod running. So I need to build something, and I need to, first I need a generator, then yeah, I'll put one of those down, why not, and I'll put one of those. Oop. Link that, link that. Okay, so we are recruiting, and I've got this terminal. Now, I can use this with settlement management software, and I will show you what happens. I load settlement management holotype, perfect. Start program. And if I look at tasks, I can mark, attack, spawn points. I'll do that. That seems to have worked. And by the way, if I look at here, status is okay. That means the quest has done what it should, and the game recognizes this as being a workshop location and my settlement. If I look at view statistics, the happiness is 50. Now you do see that, don't you, anyway? But if it's 50, again, the other things have worked correctly, so that's great. All right, if I look at my quests, make sure I've got that one selected. As I look around, you can see, okay, there's a marker off there, ignore that. So I've got that 25, 80. So this is all the spawn points for the attacks. Now remember, there's an out of sight marker. That one doesn't show up. That's settlement management software. It doesn't mean there's something wrong. Terminal. Okay, so go back in and settlement management holotype. Eventually start the program. I'm going to enable cheats. Yes. And I'm going to go to tasks. And now I can spawn an attack. Done. Right. The attack has been triggered, but there's no one here. By the way, I'm going to set myself to God mode just in case it's a death claw or something. I've already done it. There you go. Right. So nothing's spawning yet, because if you remember what I said was these markers that I put down, the edge markers, they are only used for attacks when I'm out of the cell. When I'm in the cell, it's going to use the out of sight markers, which are somewhere, but don't show up as settlement management software. Okay, so I'm here. I have to leave here and go back again, because when I'm away, the attacks will spawn. And we've got a stunted Yao Guai. Interesting. Unusual? Let's find him. Where did he go? There he is. And we got 2. Okay, let's check the other markers. Sometimes you get a spawn at each one. Sometimes just one. I think that's just the way settlement management software works. It'll be here. I'll check the other one. And nobody here either. So there it was. That was the attack to the attacking the settlement. That works. All these seem to work. We don't have a settlement yet. I'm going to edit that out, the waiting bit, and come back to you. And there he is. We've got our first settler, who's very happy to see me. So, do you need anything? Well, let's see what he says. Not right now. He has no bed, no food, but he seems happy with that. So that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your modding.